Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Friday, a video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Before we get going with the questions for this week, I want to make sure that you're aware of the Substack page where I do a deeper dive into the topics that I cover here on YouTube on the Ask Coach Marie video. Every 2 weeks, I take one of the YouTube videos and I do a really deep dive with it, giving you prompts and tools that you can use to hopefully help yourself work through the issues that you have. I also just give more information on the topic. The link for the Substack page is below in the description area, so please be sure to check it out. There's no cost to be a member of my Substack page. Of course, you are welcome to subscribe as a paid subscriber if you want to support my work. There is absolutely no obligation to do so, though. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Chris, who is in Orlando, Florida. And Chris writes, I'm carrying a lot of resentment and anger from past hurts and betrayals. I know it's holding me back, but I don't know how to truly forgive either others or myself and move on. Where do I even begin? Actually, Chris, you've already begun. And you've begun because you've asked the question. You also know that it is important for you to forgive so that you can move on. Now, the work of forgiving, I heard one of my Native American teachers say, oh, just do it. And yes, this is true, just do it. And at the same time, our minds can block us from just doing it. And also our hearts, because when we're hurt, it's very difficult sometimes to let go of hurt and trauma and pain and, past hurts. To begin with, of course, you've already started because you're asking the question. Now, there are some other things that you can do. One is think about the situation that caused the hurt and think about what was going on with the other person from a compassionate level. Maybe somebody hurt you unintentionally, or maybe it was intentional. The bottom line is the person who hurt you, or whatever the situation was, that hurt comes from somebody else's trauma they've had. Now, it doesn't mean that you're okay with what they've done. It doesn't mean that you, of course, agree with the act that they've done or that you just let it go because they were in trauma. Doesn't mean that at all. It means that if you can see or get to the root of the cause of the trauma or the cause of the hurt, from the other person's perspective, it makes it easier for you to let go. It's not a 100% guarantee that you'll be able to do it because you know where a person is coming from, why they hurt you, but it does give you the energy that you need to move to the next level of forgiveness. I also like to recommend people step into the shoes of the other person to see if you can feel what's going on with them. And doing that on a mental level, oh my goodness, it is powerful when you can see what's going on with another person. It opens up the whole doorway to compassion. And this, of course, goes for you too. If you have harmed yourself in some way and you need to have compassion for yourself, stepping into what was going on with you. Remember that saying, when you know better, you do better? Well, it's the same here. If you have harmed yourself in the past, it doesn't mean that you continue to harm yourself. It means that you have compassion for where you were at the time you hurt yourself, and now you're in a different place. And so remembering, in addition to that, that the universe does not judge. It never judges. We are the ones who judge. We are on Earth School. And in Earth School, we're here to learn and grow and develop. If you miss a lesson, if you don't get a lesson, it always comes back around. There is no judgment, no emotion around it, nothing where the universe is concerned, or even where the soul is concerned for that matter. So knowing that you're not judged by the universe, have compassion for yourself, have compassion for the other person, put yourself in the other person's shoes or even your shoes at the period of time in which you harmed yourself. Doing all of this will help you to be able to release and forgive yourself and others. Put a comment below in the comment section and let me know what you think about what I've said or how you're getting on with this. Or if you have even additional questions, let me know. Thank you for sending this question in though, because it's a good one. All right, let's move on to the life renewal topic for this week, which is the liberating power of forgiveness, releasing the past to reclaim your present. I have heard some thought leaders say that there is no benefit to forgiving, that it is not important. I disagree wholeheartedly, because we have to develop and we have to grow. We have to evolve our consciousness, and forgiveness is one of the ways that we do this. Remember, we are all one entity, manifesting as different entities, as different souls, as different personalities, but we're really only one. And we're here, as I said before, to learn, grow, and develop, have experiences. And then, of course, at some point, we evolve to a point where there's no need to incarnate here on the earth plane. It is paramount that we be able to forgive ourselves and to forgive others, because this is showing compassion. And it doesn't mean that you are condoning what has been done to you. By all means, no, it doesn't. What it does mean is that you are able to cut the cord between you and whatever the issue was that caused the pain, or for that matter, you and the other individual. Because when you're not able to forgive another person, there is an energetic cord that is tied between you, attached actually, between you and that other person. And that attachment stays from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime until you work through the issue and you forgive. That is an energy that creates a healing, and it causes the relationship to come back into balance. And coming back into balance doesn't mean that that person stays in your life. It means that you are no longer emotionally tied to the person because of the trauma or the pain that was caused. So it's really important that you are able to forgive. And there are many ways to do this. I have a couple of processes that I use myself, and I'm always paying attention to how I'm being affected by other people, because, you don't want to attach cords unnecessarily to other people either. So, forgiveness, whether you're religious or not, it is key. There always seems to be the shadow that is hanging over you or me or anyone when we have issues that are ready to be released and we're not capable of fully, wholeheartedly releasing them. They show up in everything we do, and they show up in the way we lead our lives. So yes, forgiveness is important. And think about the people in your life who have harmed you. Are you ready to forgive, first of all? Because if you're not ready, don't go there. But if you're ready to move on, then you do have to look at how you're actually going to release that person from your life. And when I say release that person from your life, that means really release that person from your life and release that issue so that you can move on, because it's energy and you want to have a vibration of energy that is uplifting. I don't know if you're familiar with the tarot deck. In the tarot deck, there is the Fool who has a bag over his shoulder, and it's a young person going on their journey. Well, we all carry a bag, and we want that bag to be as empty as possible or as light as possible, because we don't want to be weighted down as we go through life. So yes, forgiveness is so important. Let me know what you think about forgiveness. Drop me a comment below. All right, let's move on to the final question for today. Our second question comes from Nicole, who is in Phoenix, Arizona. And Nicole writes, I struggle with forgiving myself for mistakes I've made even years ago. This self-blame keeps me stuck in a cycle of shame. How can I practice self-compassion and truly forgive myself so I can build a more positive future? Nicole, I hope that you have listened to the first part of this video, because I talk about forgiveness and how important it is. When we have shame, it is definitely something that we need to let go of because it holds us back. Ask yourself, with this issue of not being able to forgive yourself, what is the payoff for you? Why are you punishing yourself for it? And do you feel that you have punished yourself enough for whatever the mistake is that you feel that you've made? These are just a couple of questions that you can ask yourself about this issue. And knowing, as I said before, you are here to learn, grow, and develop. So making a mistake is okay because we're in school. Would you punish someone else for making the same mistake that you made? Would you not talk to someone else? How would you treat someone else who made the same mistakes? Or would you have compassion for them? What would you tell them? Tell whatever it is you tell them, tell it to yourself. And know that the antidote for what you're dealing with is forgiveness. And it is trusting. It is letting go, releasing it to the divine to take care of. Whatever this issue is, turn it over to the divine and ask the divine to take it away, because it no longer serves who you are. I guarantee you, if you turn it over to the divine, and I'm not saying you have to be religious, you don't have to be someone who prays to God or Allah. I mean, personally, I talk to and pray to the goddess. Whomever you pray to, whomever you believe in, turn the issue over to them if you feel that you are incapable of taking care of it yourself. I'm pretty sure that you will be given direction and you will feel lighter. All right, drop me a comment below. Let me know how you're getting on with this. And for those of you who are having issues with forgiveness or have comments, let me know what your comments are, and let me know how you are managing to forgive, or if you've been able to forgive yourself, for that matter, let alone somebody else. All right, we have come to the end of the video. As I said, please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that helps get these videos out to other people. And if you would like to learn more about the work that I do as a life coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator, go to my website, padmalifecoaching.com. On there, I have the information there about how I operate. You can sign up for a session through the site. You can email me through the site. Please be sure to send your questions, however, for the Ask Coach Marie series. Send your questions to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. And if you would like to learn more about how I've worked through some of the trauma that I've endured over years, if you've learned how I've worked with that trauma and actually forgiven myself, usually, for things that I've done, read my book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. You can find that book anywhere online books are sold. All right. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope that wherever you are, that you are having compassion for yourself and compassion for others, and that you are enjoying this holiday season. I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.